Hello everyone. Today is the attempt to get rid of some of the old hugelkultur here, knock down weed and get it in preparation so I can build the lattice well, or basically the trellis way for peas and beans. So that's this project today. We'll see how far we get. So imagine at this moment you've seen me pull out these logs, rounds. I have a bunch more in here, but I want to move the camera over closer so you can kind of see the inside of this hole and see how a hugelkultur transforms clay to plantable dirt and very fertile dirt. So I'm going to move you over here and kind of take a look. Mind you that this was pure clay at one point in time, and now that dirt is extremely fertile. I mean, it's still clay properties, so I can clump it and then also break it down. This at one point in time was just pure. Let me see if I can't get down here and show you a really close up of the clay that still exists. But this clay was actually quite a ways up. In fact, you can see it from there, I do believe, but I will try to zoom in with my dirty hands on this nice pretty camera. Let's see if I can't get in here. And you actually can see the water table right there, down there at the bottom right hand corner. And that right there, folks, is the reason why I have to use as much as I can to try to transform this ground so that way we can plant into it and it'll be fertile. The more we keep doing this, the more we plant, the more we drop, the more material we keep adding, the better this will get, and that clay will move further down. It won't disappear. But right now, I now have acquired probably about another 6 to 8 inches of fertile dirt rather than have a loss of fertile dirt. We have done really well with this hugelkultur, and I can't even express how much it's transformed and changed this area, and we'll continue to do so. But right now I got to get them out of here, all of these big logs, and get this spread out. I want to put in some 4x4s and some fencing, but for the moment I'm going to pause here with the video while I continue to work here. I don't think anybody wants to see me struggle. I just got done making a rose. The missus just got done planting peas all the way through the entire lattice. This row right here, we have all of this row all the way up is all potatoes right at this moment. And then this row right here, I do believe we're going to be putting in some bush beans, I do believe, and then get it covered for right now. And then after I get done doing that, then we're going to, in between the rows, put down wood chips, so that way we have pathways, and it'll also keep the slugs down as much as possible. And then over here, I will redo all of this wood chips over here and build it up, so that way it gives us an extra little bit of barrier as well. So peas, potatoes, beans, and then as the plants develop, right now we got them in the greenhouse, but we'll get the cabbages, summer squash, zucchinis. We like the slick picks for the yellow squash. And you can see we still have some here and there. Both of those are shards from leftover. There's comfrey in the midst of all of that. I'll get those all out of there. And then these right here were last year's, I do believe, broccolini. And it's just going to, now that it's seen the sun, it's going to bolt. So I'm going to cut those down and then go from there. But other than that, we're cleaned up and we're starting to move through. Now this here is Bluey. This is our newest eucalyptus. She is a pretty thing. Very beautiful, but we're going to put her in the ground today. So that's what we're going to do. But introducing Miss Bluey. Right here is where we're going to put her. So there is Silver Dollar. And then we got a couple of azaleas right here. And we're going to plant Bluey right there. So here we go. We've had this girl outside throughout the day for the past 3 days to get it acclimated, and I think it's ready. We're getting enough sun and enough heat, and I think she'll do just good. So welcome to the yard, Miss Bluey. Okay, and now it's time for the second kiwi to go in the ground. She too is ready and way ahead of all the other ones right at this moment that's been outside. But it is time to get her in the ground and promote the competition we're trying to work for. So I want to grab her and then we'll take her over there to the rest of the kiwis. Okay. And as you guys remember, a weekend ago, I do believe, a weekend and a half, I rebuilt this trellis for the kiwis. We got the male over here and the female over there on the back side. We got them just set up there, kind of intertwined. I've now got the hole for the third female, and she's going to go up here and then wrap her up and then have her just spread her out over here and see how this goes. So let's go ahead and put her in the dirt, and I'll get right back to you. All right, that's done. On to the next. All right, well, a couple loads of wood chips. That's been broke down pretty good. This is what we got now. So we got row of wood chips here, row of wood chips there. We put the cloth over the top and looped it down underneath here, and then put the wood chips over the top. So this side is now enclosed completely. This side we're gonna just leave open for right at this moment. I'm gonna probably put some blocks through here just to hold it down until we start doing some more stuff, and then we'll come in and probably also put some wood chips on one side of it, probably lightly, just to keep the bugs out of it. Our main problem, just as it is with everybody else that's on the Pacific Northwest, and depending on how your land is laid out or yard, but we have an enormous amount of slugs, from the leopards to doggone it, pretty much every kind of damn slug you could think of. But anyways, so this is at least to get things started and going. And then on this side, I'm not going to do it today, but I will start putting the wood chips all down and through here as well, build up this side, so that will protect all of our peas all the way down. The very end is comfrey, and I'll use it as a chop and drop, and also for drying leaves. But I mean, as you can see, I have plenty of comfrey. I got some more over and through here, all over the place. It's an asset and not a nuisance, although some may think otherwise. But for us, we use it, and it is doing us so much well. It helps feed, break down the compost, helps feed everything. We use it to keep the weeds down as much as possible, and you know, just in general, for us, this is our chop and drop. I have some Fuki plants, and no, I didn't just cuss at everybody. I have some Fuki, F-U-K-I, which is a Japanese distant, very far distant cousin to the rhubarb. And its leaves, I'll show that to you guys eventually. It's just now starting to pop out of the ground. But anyhow, I want to get that to really, really take off. It's a very damp shade plant, almost kind of like horseradish, really, to be honest with you. But anyways, once I get it producing heavy, it has anywhere between 3 to 6 foot round leaves. Right now ours is probably about 3 feet wide. So once it gets going, that will be also chop and drop, because it's pretty prolific once it gets started. Anyhow, until later.